Single cap and double cap rivets, they can be confusing sometimes. So how do you put them in? I'm Nancy from Leatherclass. Let me show you how. Let's have a look first of all at single cap rivets. I've got my scrap leather, I've made 2 holes and I made that with a rotary hole punch. And I've got a little anvil here and a rivet setter and a hammer with a plastic head. So I'm going to push through at the bottom the post. There we go. Just push it through and then make sure that there's about 1/8 of an inch of leather showing through. And I'm going to put the cap on. These are really quite small and these are like mini rivets. It's quite good for decoration. So then I'm going to get the driver or the rivet setter and then get my poly-headed hammer and just tap a few times. And then that is set snug. So that's how you set a single cap rivet. This is how the rivets look on a finished item, which is card case. This is the top, and turn it over, that's the back. So that's your single cap rivets. Let's have a look at double capped. So you can use these for setting your double capped rivets, the mini anvil, or you can get these types of anvils off the internet where you can get the different size caps to kind of fit into these indentations. That means that when you hammer down, you can keep the curve of your rivet head, your rivet cap. So let's have a look at these ones. So I've got my scrap leather. Just make a hole. Push that through. You want it to fit quite snugly, but this is not going through very well, so I need to make a bigger hole. Just keep checking. Okay. So push that through. That looks fine. I've got more than 1/8 inch sticking out, so here let's use this technique of using another piece of scrap leather just to sandwich and increase the thickness of the leather layer. So just a small little intersection. So just make another hole, sandwich that down, and then put the top on. Oops. That's better. And then push the cap on. So I'm just going to feel which is the best groove in here for my cap. It feels like I've got it here. Very best to check that before you actually begin to snap it on. So that's the one I'm going to use. So push that in, get the rivet setter, and then just bang, 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 bang. I like to annoy the neighbors. Okay, and so yeah, that is set firmly, nicely on both sides, gives you a nice finished look, whereas the single capped rivets give you a more of like an industrial type of look. So you can see that on this keyring, it's a nice finished look. And basically that's how you set single and double cap rivets. Now, if you're doing a lot of leather work and you don't really want to annoy the neighbors, you could use one of these presses, and these will help you to quickly attach rivets and eyelets and lots of different hardware depending on the die tools that you put in here. So these ones that I've got here are set for rivets, and you get different ones for different sized rivets. These ones are set for 9mm sized double capped rivets. So what happens is that you basically have an upper part here which you screw in the top here. So I'm just going to do this by feel. Just screw that in. And then this part goes at the bottom. So it's got a little indentation for the cap there. And you can get these presses cheaply off the internet. You can get very expensive ones or cheaper ones. You just have to look around. So let me just get my bit of leather here, make a hole, just to show you how quick and easy and consistent look that you get when you use these press tools rather than using hand tools, which take a lot of energy. So I've got the bottom of the cap there, so I've got the post, it's sticking up there. So let's get another bit of leather actually, because I think that's a bit too thin, and I'm going to put the top on of that piece of leather. So I've got now about 1/8 of an inch poking through. So I'm just gonna stick the cap on. You can hear it snapping when you place it, when you sandwich it on. Okay. So I've got the post at the bottom and I've got the cap on top, and then I'm just going to press down and that's it. It's just so easy. And this has given us a really nice rounded surface on both sides of the rivet caps. So you can also get dies for single cap rivets as well. But just to show you the difference, if I can show it to you on camera, with the hand tools you might sometimes get this kind of like pointy bit of the post sticking up out of the cap sometimes, but using this press tool, you don't seem to get as much of that happening. So I hope that's been useful for you, and I'll see you in the next leather class.